And here we are. The top 10 most pirated movies of the week, ending on the 7th. Every week we take a look, blah, 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 blah. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, tops the chart, followed by Cruella, Wrath of Man. Haven't heard of that one. Completes the top 3. Data for educational purposes, blah, blah. 3 new entries on the list. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It is the most downloaded file. Alright, let's get into it real quick. This would be a very short video, I guess. Alright. I wonder whether I should do a video on that. Terminating internet access. Extremely harmful. It is. Shouldn't, that's a bad idea. Alright. Number 1, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. That's like, is that like the 3rd Conjuring movie now? I saw the first one. I didn't see the sequel or whatever. The first one was good, but it was really just jump scares. It's like I saw it in the theater with my sister, and we both agreed that like the most startling moment, like it's all jump scares, and the most startling moment of the movie was kind of spoiled by the trailer. You know, like so it was like, it was good, but it wasn't, 6.5 at IMDb on that one. Cruella, I have heard nothing but bad reviews from people on that about how stupid it all is. The Conjuring is new. Cruella was at 2 last week. It's at 2 this week. Of course, last week I didn't do a video, but anyway, 7.5 at IMDb. Apparently, people are liking it, but like I said, it's like a lot of people have criticized it for being, stupid and badly written and so on and so forth. A lot of things don't make sense, and yeah, I mean, I guess check out the Critical Drinker. I guess his review probably is a pretty good one to check out. Wrath of Man, don't know what the fuck that is. It's at number 3 this week. It was at number 1 last week, apparently. 7.3, so people are liking that. Oh. Action crime thriller. Follows H. Called... Oh, wait a minute. Huh. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, that might be worth checking out. That's the Hitman thing, right? Isn't that based on the Hitman games or whatever? That's probably good. I don't know. I'll probably try to watch that. All right. Army of the Dead, 6.0, but again, I've heard nothing but like really bad reviews on that. It's apparently awful. At number 4 this week, 3 last week. Mortal Kombat, 6.4 at 4 last week, at 5 this week. I have watched that. I have actually managed to see Mortal Kombat. I was impressed. Story's pretty good. The special effects are pretty good. Many people pointed out in their reviews, and I have to agree, it's kind of disappointing that the most entertaining, the most interesting character is Kano, and of course he's the bad guy. So there's that, and he gets killed, obviously. Although all the dead bad guys disappear at the end, which I guess suggests that maybe they'll come back in a sequel. I don't know. But it's like, it starts out going back in time. Spoiler alert. It starts out going back in time to, feudal Japan or whatever, and Sub-Zero's a Chinese dude that kills the family of whatever the hell his name is, Scorpion, who's Japanese, and then finishes him off. But what I found most interesting about that is they made the Japanese guy the good guy, essentially, and they made the Chinese guy the bad guy. And since Hollywood is so busy, trying desperately to suck the cock of China lately, I found it really stunning and brave, like for real, for real stunning and brave that they would actually do that. It's like, wow, really? Okay, I'm okay with it. I'm totally okay with it. Sounds like a good move. Yeah, it's just and people had talked about how Johnny Cage wasn't in the movie, and like, that's because white people are evil or whatever. And it's like, yeah, but they kind of set up that he's going to be in the sequel, so I don't know. I mean, it was quite good. It was quite good. It was not anywhere near as bad as I had feared that it might be. Like I said, somebody said that it would make you think that even the sequel, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, to the original '95 movie, would be good by comparison. It's like, whoa, that'd have to mean it was absolute dog shit. It'd have to be so unbelievably bad. But no, it's much better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. It might even appeal to some people more than the original Mortal Kombat, although I personally really like the original Mortal Kombat. I don't see any problem with it. But this is definitely a good movie. I would recommend that people see it. All right, number 6, new to the list, Spiral. No idea what the fuck that is. Guess we could go ahead and check that out real quick. Spiral. Ooh, from the Book of Saw. Ooh. Yeah, I watched like the first Saw movie. I didn't care for it. I don't know. So it wasn't my thing. Although I think I saw it with riff tracks later, and it's like, oh, this is not bad. With riff tracks, it's not actually that bad. At number 6 last week, dropping to number 7, although it has been almost off the list, I think, and has climbed back up. Godzilla vs. Kong, 6.7, so it's a good rating, and it's still pretty strong in this list. It's a good movie. Zack Snyder's Justice League, falling from 7 to 8. 8.4, people really like it. Don't understand why they like it that much. I mean, it's okay, but it's not great. Occupation Rainfall, new to the list at number 9. 5.1, not especially well rated. What the fuck? Occupation Rainfall, 2 years after aliens land on Earth. Survivors from Sydney, Australia, fight in a desperate war as the number of casualties continue to grow. Well, it might be interesting, although I can tell just from like the look of that, it's like it looks like it suffers from the same problem that so many other I don't know. I might try to watch that, but I don't know. It looks like we got an Asian female lead there. Some years ago, I don't remember how many years ago now, there was some, just rando, it was fairly big budget, I think, but it's, just some random sci-fi movie, and something that people pointed out at the time, or at least some people that I was reading their blogs or something at the time, it was like, they were bemoaning the fact, and I agree, that a lot of the CGI, capabilities have allowed studios to decide that to over-design spaceships instead of having models or something that it's like the more what are the random bits on models used to be called greebles or something like that. So there's the greebly spaceship has got all kinds of crap stuck on it, and back in the model days it was generally accepted that the more greebly it is, the more it looks like shit, and the smoother it was, the more impressive it was. Generally speaking, it had nice smooth saucer with just some sections of that were greebly or whatever that had more detail on them, and it looked fairly impressive. And with CGI, they can make all that greebly crap look really impressive and make it change shapes and all this shit. And so it's led to the studios deciding to do that with every fucking sci-fi film they come out with, making everything overly complicated and messy looking, making this like like Transformers, like the way that the Transformers cartoon didn't I haven't watched it in decades, so I may not be remembering correctly, but I'm pretty sure that they look kind of like the toys themselves, like they look like they just kind of fold in relatively simple ways or whatever, and form a different shape. It was still cool, but it was relatively straightforward. And in the Transformers movies, the Michael Bay, ones that they did with the with the crazy kid. Those had super sharp bits all over them, and just like there were just countless, edges to everything, and it looked like crap as a result, in my opinion, and in many people's opinions. It's like, they just didn't like the look of that crap. So, and slipping from number 5 all the way down to 10, The Unholy, 5.0. But anyway, greebliness is not, it's like, it's something that CGI has caused that to be just a bigger thing with sci-fi, and it's like, can't we, okay, and another thing, just as a side note here, real quick, if anybody remembers V, the original miniseries, or V, The Final Battle, which was the second miniseries, or V, the series, which they did one season of, the Visitors had these big, 3-kilometer wide saucer-shaped ships, and there was a little trench around the edge of the saucer or whatever with viewports and shit, and there were some docking bays kind of on the underside of it and whatnot, but it was fairly smooth looking, and it had no visible means of propulsion, and it just hung there in the sky defying gravity. And they had fighters and transports or whatever that also, were very smooth, streamlined craft that had no visible means of propulsion. And to anybody who knows anything about, about such things, you recognize that when something has no visible means of propulsion, that means that its propulsion system is clearly very advanced. If it's got a visible rocket engine or whatever on it, then you know that, it works kind of like ours do. But if it just floats there with you can't see an engine on it, that means it's got advanced anti-gravity tech or some shit. It's got an inertialess drive system, and it's really, really advanced. But no, it's like, that's not what they went for. They did the remake series of V or whatever, and they made all the Visitor ships overly complicated and gave them rocket engines and shit. And it's like, it looks kind of messy and not, it's like, it doesn't look nearly as advanced, And they do that because I guess they think, it looks cooler because it's got fire coming out the back of it or something. Yeah, but I don't know. Anyway, I just disagree with that approach to things. But whatever. Hearing impaired girl visited by the Virgin Mary and could suddenly hear, speak, heal the sick. As people find ways miracles, terrifying events unfold. Or the work of the Virgin Mary is something much more sinister. Okay, that sounds potentially sacrilegious, amongst other things. So, not interested. So, Occupation Rainfall, I might try to check that out. Don't know for sure. And Wrath of Man, I may try to check that out. I didn't hate what is it, Maleficent or whatever, that movie. This is a sequel. I didn't see that one, or haven't seen it yet. But I didn't hate the first one anyway. So I don't know. Cruella it might be an all right movie, but it's the people on YouTube or whatever, not giving it glowing reviews. All right. Well, that's about it. Until the next one.